pushback from Kamala's address there is would immediately be drowned out, even in the left-wing media. They would have to cover RFK Jr. making the decision to endorse Trump because it's far more significant than whatever Kamala might say on Thursday night. So I just point out the timing of this in a battleground state like Arizona, where RFK Jr. had been fighting for ballot access. He could announce, hey, we're not even going to try to get on in Arizona anymore. I'm all in on the Trump train. I'm going to join his team. And I think it could have a really seismic impact. When you talk about, and we talk about, it's probably only 100,000 voters out there that might have really the fate of the presidency in their hands. This could go a long way, I think, towards making Trump even more of a favorite than he is as we sit here talking right now.
Look, we're going to be determined by a very small number of votes in the grand scheme of things, and RFK Jr., depending on the polls you're looking at, I mean, he commands, I don't know, what do you think his share of the total electorate is right now? 5%?
5 or 6%.
5 or 6%.
Depending on the state, some a little bit more, some a little bit less, but that's enough to live in the race.
If he can deliver, 2 or 3% of the electorate, I think that could be a huge. You can't ever run the experiment again, so you won't be able to necessarily know once definitive. This is the kind of stuff that I think you have Democrats very good. And it is really the change up going into the quarterback, if you will, that makes sense. Given what we've already seen of the indictments against Trump, the Supreme Court stepping in, the Biden disaster debate, Kamala being appointed and anointed, and now perhaps RFK Jr. going for Trump. Like, what a wild election cycle we are in if that ends up happening. And I'm having to give RFK Jr. a lot of credit for seeing what the two sides are, and you see people like Elon Musk play. Elon Musk, he's not like, I'm a Republican. He's just like, look, you've got to vote for Trump because these other people are insane. Yes, it's not that he's dogmatically right wing at all. He just recognizes that the left is constantly lying about everything that it's doing, and they're socialists, and what they're doing is destructive to Western civilization. And so he's just like, you got to go Trump in this case. RFK Jr. is sort of, if he endorses, he's kind of in the Elon ranks as well. What do you got?
No, I was just going to say, I also think this is corresponding with Trump. Feels like he's starting to get his sea legs on this campaign. You had the rapid shift where you had, Trump's been throwing punches at Joe Biden for a long time. He's the combatant that he knew well. He knocks him out on June 27th at the debate. Suddenly they shift, Kamala's in, and there was a moment there for a couple weeks, I think it's fair to say, where Trump really didn't have his A game going. He wasn't attacking Kamala in a way that was smart. He wasn't putting his best foot forward. I just want to hit you with a couple of things that just happened in the last 24 hours that I think are emblematic of Trump starting to hit things on a really great job. Did you see Trump yesterday in Michigan? He was asked by one of the members of the media, and I'm trying to find this exact number because I want to make sure that I call it out right for her crew. But he was asked about appearing in a town that was supposedly filled with white supremacists. Did you hear this yet? This is the media member. I bet our audience, most of them have not heard it. This is cut 19. Listen to Trump yesterday. To me, this is starting to get his sea legs, firing on all cylinders. Trump. Listen to this. Campaign is attacking you for appearing in this town, I think it was Holland, Michigan, that supposedly is filled with white supremacists. Trump walks up to the mic, you can hear a little bit of booing for that question, says, who was here in 2021? She said Biden. He laughs and he walks away from the mic. That thing has gone mega viral on social media. Perfect response. I like this too, Trump, from Trump Buck. Very different, but he did a sit down with a guy named Theo Vaughn. Theo Vaughn has a very popular podcast. And he talked, Trump did, about his brother Fred, the fact that he was addicted to alcohol, and thought this was a very personal version of Trump. And I asked the team to just pull about 45 seconds of this. Now, this is probably not something that most of our audience is listening to, but your kids or your grandkids might hear this version of Trump on the Theo Vaughn show. Listen.
You don't drink, and you don't drink or smoke, right?
I don't drink or smoke.
You never have.
No, I never have. I had a great brother who taught me a lesson. Don't drink. Don't drink. And he said, don't smoke. You smoke and you drink. And he was a great guy. He was a handsome, very handsome guy.
Is he older? He was older.
Quite a bit older. And he had a problem with alcohol. And smoke a lot. And I tell people, no drugs, no drinking, no cigarettes.
Yeah. You can admire him?
Yeah, I admire a lot, so much about him. He had so much going. He had the look. He had just an unbelievable personality, like an incredible personality.
What was his name, Donald?
His name was Fred Trump.
Okay, so this conversation, I don't know if you watched it, Buck. I actually went and watched. It's about addiction and the dangers and the fact that Trump said himself that he always feared that if he ever had a sip of alcohol, that he potentially had a gene that would make him susceptible to alcohol. And so he chose, based on what he saw from his brother Fred in his life, to never have a sip of alcohol in his life. He says he's never had a sip of alcohol in his entire life. And I just thought it was, and he talked about